call the Select Board meeting of Monday, January 12th, 2026 to order at 6 p.m. We do have one member, Kevin Rogers, on Zoom tonight. Other than that, please stand, salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Review of the meeting minutes of December 22nd, 2025.
I make a motion to accept the minutes of December 22nd, 2025.
Second.
A motion and a second. Is there any corrections?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
5-0.
No.
Oh,
401, I wasn't there.
4-0.
But they're accurate. I watched the meeting.
401. Sorry about that. Town manager's report.
Yeah, I don't have very much for tonight. We've been super focused on the budget. There's a lot of work going on there, not just on this year, but we're also going back and rebuilding some of the work that was done in prior years, just to get a good understanding where we're coming from. So that's been a lot of work. And then also, this is going out in the papers, but just to remind everybody that papers will be available on Tuesday, January 13th for nominations for the Select Board, the Planning Board, Budget Committee, and School Board, and also the Transfer Station Council. That's it.
Thank you. Any board member have anything for the manager? Seeing none, move on to public participation. Public participation is limited to 3 minutes per resident, as set by the Select Board Chair. Anybody wishing to speak before the board tonight? Seeing none.
Do you want the discussion of the hours to be on the agenda when you talk about the calendar, or would you like it to be discussed now?
We can discuss it now,
Okay.
because the agenda item might get tabled again. So we may not
Okay.
be discussing it.
Quick history lesson. 4 or 5 years ago, Town Hall was open till noon on Monday, open Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then the Select Board, and I was chairing at the time, chose to give more services to the public. So we opened on Thursday nights late, and we opened on Monday nights a regular day. We didn't close at noon, and we increased the hourly hours from 36 to 40. Since then, there's been a systematic decline in the services to the public. First, they eliminated Thursday nights. Then they eliminated Mondays. Then they eliminated 16 out of the 24 Saturdays, or 14 out of the 24 Saturdays. So now we're no longer open on Thursday nights. We're no longer open on Mondays. And proposal on the agenda tonight is to eliminate the remaining 9 Saturdays. Used to be 26. In the meantime, we've added $500,000 to the payroll. We've added 6 more employees to the building. Back in the day, there was cross-training. It wasn't uncommon for Kate to come out of the code office, because she was the administrative assistant, to help out in the clerk's office. Paula Druin, who was the administrative assistant to the town manager, John Hawley, helped in the clerk's office when there was needed help. There's no longer cross-training. There is no longer help between the departments, and everyone fends for themselves. So the only person that's been screwed in this entire process over the last 3 years has been the citizens and residents of Naples. I've stood before you for the last 2 years complaining about this, and finally somebody brought it up on Facebook. Everyone knows I hate Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. I was called Friday and told to go look at Facebook. I put a post out, one of the 4 posts that I put out in 5 years. I got 182 likes and only 10 people against it. And I said exactly what I just said before you. So if you ever wanted a poll, just go look at Facebook. The people are upset, they're not happy, their services have been cut, and something needs to be done about it. Now, the other night, last week, or 2 weeks ago, your meeting, now we've gone one step further. Now 3 days off is not enough. Now a 4-day work week is not enough. Now we're trading in non-essential holidays so they can get a 5-day off, 5 days off. During the Christmas vacation and New Year's, during Christmas and New Year's, Town Hall was only open on Tuesday and Wednesday, 2 weeks in a row. Same thing Thanksgiving, they were closed Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So every decision that appears to be going on has no regard to the residents and the citizens, and it has 100% regard to the employees. Now, I've stood here and I've said to you repeatedly, I am in favor of a 4-day work week. You have enough help to accomplish both. You can have a 4-day work week for your employees and Town Hall, and when I say Town Hall, primarily the town clerk's office, can be open 5 days a week. For God's sake, you have 2 finance directors in a town of only 4,000 people. You hired a second finance director because the first finance director, your auditor, said wasn't doing what needed to be done. She was supposed to retire within a year. It's been 3 years, she's still here. So now we have 2 finance directors in a town of only 4,000 people. This is not rocket science. In 2 hours, I could put together a schedule where Town Hall could be open 5 days a week and the employees could have a 4-day work week. It can be done, and it should be done. And I don't understand the reluctance. I'm going to tell you how this has happened. This has happened because we've gone through 3 town managers in a 3.5-year period. We went through an interim town manager, then we went through another town manager that left just shortly after a year, and now we have a new town manager. So there's no consistency, and of course the town managers want to be liked by the employees, so the employees go to the new town manager and complain about what they would like to have done, and then it gets done. That's just common sense. John Hawley, and everyone knows I was a fan of John Hawley, he balanced the needs of the employees with the needs of the residents and the citizens. And I think that's all anyone's asking. There has to be a balance between the two. But to start trading in non-essential holidays so you can get 5 days off in a row, come on. That's where the pendulum has just swung to the point where there's no control. Thank you.
Anybody else? Public participation? You're next. Behind you. Behind you.
I don't like the language for a reason to shut down Saturday. You said we wasn't making enough money. It's not a money-making organization. It is a service-oriented organization. That's all I gotta say.
I'd like to clarify that I never said that it was about not making.
Sorry, I took it from Bridget News.
Yeah, it was wrong. We talked about the extra cost associated with doing a transaction on a Saturday versus doing it during the weekday. So when you're doing a dog license, the town gets to keep $1, but when we do it on a Saturday, we spend $35 to collect $1. That's what the conversation was about.
Okay, but if you're not gonna work Saturday, are you gonna take money out of the town office budget because you don't have to pay those employees for that day?
Absolutely.
So there's gonna be a reduction?
Yeah, right now they're paid overtime on Saturdays. We just eliminate the overtime.
Okay.
there's one before you. Thank you.
You gotta come to the microphone.
So if she wants to add on to the discussion.
Okay.
she can-
Oh, you're on a different subject?
Yes.
Okay.
Ellen Fogg. I've worked at AAA for almost 50 years, and I've worked a great deal of Saturdays. And I've had a large staff, and what we've done to accommodate our members, because we are a service organization. And so we need to be open on Saturdays for those who cannot come in during the week. And we did try some evenings, and Saturday morning is what worked for us. And so anybody that worked on Saturday, which was half the staff or maybe even less than half the staff, would take time off during the week. And it worked out quite well, because if you worked on Saturdays, then maybe you're gonna have an afternoon off to do a doctor's appointment or go do something fun or what have you. But this is a service organization. I mean, it's great to be able to work what it sounded like in the paper. Maybe I should just apply. But, it's not serving the town. I can come in any day of the week now, but I didn't used to be able to. And so there are a lot of people who would take advantage of the Saturday. And as it is, you know what? It's hard to know what day is the town open. Is the town open on, Eddie and I just had this conversation tonight. And I said, they're closed on Monday. And he said, no, they're closed on Friday. Because there's been flux. I'm not trying to say something bad about a program that sounds fabulous as an employee. But it is a service organization, and it could be accommodated, and we don't need to pay overtime for Saturday work. It should just be take a morning off, take an afternoon off, stagger it. You got plenty of staff to do that. And, the town's clerk, the town clerk office is what I'm saying. So, just my point of view that a service organization does need to be open, and being open on a Saturday is really not an imposition. It's really a must, and it's gotten less and less over the years. And as was pointed out in the British News, there are 5 Friday holidays, 5 Monday holidays, so there's good times that people can take advantage of having a nice long weekend. If you're not working that Saturday and you're off on Friday, fabulous. I lived it. I know how it is, and I know I didn't want to go to work on Saturday, but it was something we needed to do. So, thank you.
Thank you. Did you have something for her, Steve? Did you have your hand up?
No, I was just scratching.
Okay.
No.
In the back.
Good evening. Hi, my name is Tamara Hunt, and I just wanted to ask specifically Arlene and Randy about an endorsement letter from a select board member for a grant application. And if that's something that needs to be discussed here, I'm happy to share more about that grant, what that process is and everything. But I just wanted to use this opportunity to connect with the two of you about whether or not you're able to provide a letter of endorsement for a grant application, specifically for a public service here in Naples through a crosswalk community outreach. So
Yeah,
I can
think
share
do-
more if you'd
no,
like, but
I assume you're saying just to me because I work with, I help crosswalks sometimes?
Yeah.
Maybe? Okay. I just got the email yesterday and I didn't read it yet.
which
honestly.
I know you
So,
guys are really
yeah.
busy, so
Yeah.
I wanted to
Yeah.
use this opportunity to get in touch with you. But if a select board member were to provide a letter of endorsement, I don't know if that's something that needs to be voted on, or if we can get ahead that barrier now or today, in consideration that the grant application is due on Wednesday.
Ah.
So that's why I'm
Okay.
rushing it a
Now
little
I
bit
get it.
here.
Okay,
so-
gotcha. Okay, well, what I do know is
Okay.
Naples is so fortunate to have 2 fabulous organizations that serve people that are food insecure, and that's Crosswalks and the Naples Food Pantry. And so I think everybody agrees here that we're very proud to have both organizations in this town. So I'll read the email.
Okay,
right
thank you
away,
so much. I
promise.
really appreciate
Okay.
it. I just wanted to make sure this wasn't something that had to be voted on. It's not an endorsement, that this doesn't add any burden onto the town or anything like that.
Okay,
But let me know if you have any questions or
Okay,
anything. I
thank
really
you.
appreciate your time.
thank you.
Thanks.
Our role in this is because Naples is the host town, right, for crosswalks? And
Yes,
then-
so
yeah.
it's a community block grant, so it's federal funds that come to the county, and then the county provides the opportunity for towns to apply. And so, for a variety of different projects, which could be a potential thing to look into for other projects for the town of Naples, one of the opportunities is to apply for funds for public services. And so, a nonprofit organization like Crosswalk can partner with Naples and surrounding towns to apply for these federal funds. And that's basically what this is. It happens every year. I'm definitely open to helping for future applications if there's other town projects that we would want to apply for. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
This isn't GoPIF, right? This isn't the governor's one?
No.
No, okay,
Yeah, this is a Cumberland County
Okay.
Community Development Block Grant.
okay.
Great.
Sweet, thank you, Arlene.
Do you have time to draft something, or do you want me
Yeah,
to?
read it.
Okay,
I'll
it's pretty simple.
add it on later.
Okay.
Anybody else for public participation? See none. Number 5 is adjustments to the agenda for attendees, and number 6 is approval of any licenses or permits, and if it's okay with the rest of the board, I'd like to skip over those. I don't think they're necessary. Do you guys see any reason not to? Good. Number 7, under old business, naming rights for the rec center. A sponsorship breakdown. Is that Jim that's gonna speak to that? Craig? Okay.
Hi, my name is Craig Shaknis. I am just one of the co-chairs of the Friends of the Naples Recreation Center, and I was not able to make the last meeting, but I think Jim and Lindsay Clement had made that and submitted to you some information regarding how we were going to go about sponsorships, donations. I think a question came back as far as 2 things. One was the naming rights, and then also is there a term for any of those donations and sponsorships. And I did provide, through Randy, a document to you that shows you the terms of each one of the levels. Those are specifically for the corporate levels of sponsorships. The bottom 2, which are banners, really aren't a naming. It don't require a naming, if you will. It's just going to be a space in the gym. The second page of that shows you where they would be in the gym. But everything above that, which would be the meeting room all the way up to the legacy, which includes the naming of the building. So you've got center court, banners, a center court and scoreboards. We
Something different than what we've got in front of us, I've only got 2
Yeah.
pages, which is talking about individual family sponsorship, not corporate, we choose to discuss.
This is all I have. We don't have anything.
We don't have anything that says legacy.
Well,
No, one of the levels is legacy.
One of the
Right.
levels,
Right,
yeah,
but
one levels is,
the naming of the building.
yeah,
that's not on this chart, though, that we have.
let me see what you have.
Legacy, I think is the green section right here.
Yeah.
This is what we all have.
Oh, okay, the Hall of,
Hall of Fame, MVP.
oh, that's the wrong one, oh, that's the wrong one. Okay. Well, this is the one you're supposed to have.
I can make copies for you.
Yeah. Well, I'll briefly describe it for you. Okay.
How about you briefly describe it, and we'll talk about it again at the next meeting, so we don't waste a lot of time.
No, because I think we need to talk about something that came up in our meeting today.
Okay.
All right, so, at the bottom there are two banner categories, as I said. Those will be 3 and 6 year terms, depending on how much you want to pay. Above that is a meeting room. We had $10,000. Above that, we've got $25,000 for scoreboards and center court. 10 years. 10-year limits. And then naming rights of the gym, so as you enter from the lobby into the gym, we had $50,000, and then legacy is the building name. The legacy would be in perpetuity. The banners, as I said, would be 3 and 6. All the others would be a 10-year term. So we would, at the end of the 10 years, we would ask for, do they want to continue their sponsorship? If not, we would look for a new sponsorship at that particular point in time. Make sense?
I wish I had that page. I studied this one. I
Okay.
haven't studied that one.
I apologize. I apologize. But today.
So are you talking about doing the business page that you're talking about?
Yeah.
And also the family participation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but the family participation, I don't need it, I don't think I need your approval on, because, there can be names on a plaque, be names on a bench. We're not gonna be putting your name on the building in, painted at center court or on the scoreboards. So,
Just donations. Donations.
yeah, it could be donations for those.
The two lifetime passes to open play caught my attention.
I'm sure they got, yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
It's really not a question.
Go.
That's what caught my attention.
Okay,
I'll put my kid's name on it and they'll use it forever.
oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, so there's a difference between open play, we discussed it with, there's a difference between, open play and then like having a basketball league, if you will. So, pickleball, volleyball, not something like the exercise group that you have, I think that Pauline Webb, so that would not be included. Those are fee types of things. So Brian was okay with the open play, but we had to make a distinction that didn't include those other items that were, like tournaments and leagues and that's and such. So, an adult basketball, open play, a kids, whatever, open play. So are you okay with the terms on that one, as far as the length of time?
The family one?
No, the family one doesn't,
Yeah,
for the corporate one.
I'd have to take a minute to absorb it, but,
Okay,
so there's a reason you want to talk about this tonight,
there is.
okay?
Yeah, because Randy probably can expand on it further, but he spent some time talking with both the town attorney and MMA, and thinks that we need to take this to a warrant for vote. And so I'll let you take it from there, and because you understand the procedural portion of it better than I.
Yeah, and I'm sure most of the selectmen have come across this before. But when somebody wants to offer a donation to the town and there's no restrictions on it, the select board, per state law, has the authority to accept it. As soon as you put a restriction on it, or it's an exchange for something else, then it's supposed to go in front of the legislative body for approval. And so in talking with both our town attorney and then an attorney from MMA, they recommended that we put a warrant article that gave the select board permission to enter into agreements on sponsorship, naming rights, like who it is, approving that, durations, and where where the names would be displayed. And then, so once the legislative body gives you permission to do that, then you would have that in perpetuity. You'd be able to,
As a
every
select
10
board.
years. Yeah, 10 years when we negotiate again, the select board would have the
So it's a
authority
procedural
to do
change.
that. Yeah, it's procedural.
So that, I could have my towns mixed up, because I work for two. Don't we already have a warrant article at town meeting to the effect that the taxpayers allow the select board to accept donations?
Maybe you do.
Is it donations with
There's,
a quid pro quo that my name is gonna be on the building, though?
no, it does not say that.
Donations. It's like somebody walked in and said, here's $500 for a cemetery or whatever. Have a nice day.
You go get the report, town report.
In perpetuity.
I'm just wondering if this would be covered under that same article.
What's the plan if we don't? Are we gonna wait till May, or are we trying to have a special
Well, that's-
town meeting before that to address this one concern?
That's what I was gonna ask, is if we could have a special meeting, and I don't know what the timeline is as far as what you have to do procedurally to make that happen. Not that it's gonna stop our efforts, but it would certainly would help if we could bring it to a close.
Kevin, do you have something?
I don't know.
I got a couple of questions.
Yes.
While we're just waiting for Randy, I guess.
Yep.
So looking at this one for the individual family levels of sponsorship.
Yep.
We've limited ourselves to 12 passes besides the rookie. Any reason why, or why we wouldn't open up the player one to more than just one quantity and have, say, 20? I mean, Teddy's already saying he wants one, and we just one left.
Yeah.
4,000. Why would we try to monopolize and
If you wanna,
expand on more people?
Come on up.
If we're just putting their name on a plaque,
Yep.
or we just make the plaque bigger and accept
That's,
more donations?
anybody who donates that amount gets,
Oh, so there's just one,
you get one
Pass.
pass per donation of
Okay.
$1,000 or,
same with Hall of Fame
Yeah.
pass,
Right.
so you get two for the Hall
yeah.
of Fame.
If everybody
Yeah.
gives $10,000 here, you each get two lifetime
I
passes.
know, Ted's he's all
Hold
over
it,
this.
no, wait a minute, let me rephrase. I said it caught my attention.
Oh, you didn't say you were
I didn't say I was writing a check.
Wait, I have a pledge card for you.
So,
Teddy paid for all of them?
So, and Colin, we discussed this with Brian, because we don't want to be giving away Brian's revenue also.
No, of course not. Well, that was my other question about the corporate one I remember from last week. If I had it in front of me, I'd be happy, but, how much does it cost to paint somebody's emblem into the thing, and how much does it cost for the signs? So, say the naming rights for the facility is $250,000
Right.
donation to give, how much out of that $250,000 are we gonna spend just to put their name on it? Do we know that number?
I don't have that number yet, no.
The emblem on the floor is less than $1,000.
So $1,000.
The banner's about 200, 250, they get it, you know, it stays there for 3 to 5 years.
And
The sign on the community room is gonna be insignificant, the sign on the gym, might be, yeah, the building
Outside one, yeah.
the building one will be the big one.
And we thought, you know, I think if you had a granite slab, if you will, that was on the wall, that with the names carved in it, find someone like, you know, stone surface, if you will, that would, a donation in kind, and in return, they would get a banner type of thing. So we'll try to minimize that so that our give to you is as large as it can be.
We just started doing the free play in Portland, and they pay the fee to do what we're talking about. And all the guy does is publish the calendar each week. Here's the open gyms. People just show up and play. There's 20, 25 people showing up. So it just, and you know, each week's different. The calendar goes out the week before, so if something's booked, it's not available. If something's not booked, it's open to come and play.
So you charge for open play?
But a lump sum. It's a fee, it's a membership fee. We're doing it different than this. It's a monthly fee. Yeah, it's working out really well.
And the $250,000 is, they're naming the building for life.
It's 250, you know, we think we might be a little bit low on that. So, we're trying, you know, we've never done this before. So we're trying to figure out where the market is, but I think that would be for life. Or,
I feel like that's low. Was the Civic Center in Augusta, I know you guys were talking about, or Portland, you guys were talking about last week, was it 10 years? 2 million they spent in 10 years or
10
something?
years.
The Civic Center.
Yeah.
I forget what Augusta was, I looked it up.
And for those larger, what's that?
I think Augusta was 750 or 850.
The ice arena in Augusta was 200,000. I don't know the length of it, but as you get smaller and smaller, it's, you know.
And our thought was that I'm not gonna ask you to give me $250,000 today. For those larger gifts, we'd probably have you know, for $250,000 for 10 years, $25,000 a year type of thing, so that they wouldn't be a big hit to their balance sheet.
I feel like that's low. I'm not in this business, but I feel like that's low.
But-
20 years, that's $240 a week.
I think the new sheet, before this goes out to public.
Yep.
I think the new sheet is not gonna have an amount on that, on the naming rights. It's
It
gonna
would-
be called legacy, and there's not gonna be an amount associated with it, so there can be some negotiating with it.
Are we gonna create a committee to run this afterwards, or are you guys figuring on doing this?
That's why I quit my daytime job. Colin.
Like, who's gonna manage all this stuff? I'm fearful of giving speaking opportunities to somebody we don't know for life.
Giving what?
Speaking opportunities to somebody for life.
What do you mean speaking?
So speaking opportunities at events, presentations, and ceremonies. I'm fearful of that.
Well, I mean, we're open to suggestions here.
Like I said, I've never done it before, I have no clue, just.
And I'm not sure
In the
people,
back of my mind, it's like, we're giving a microphone to somebody for unlimited amount of time for life, like that just scares me for some reason.
yeah,
We could give them 3 minutes.
we haven't yet. So two main things I wanted to do today was to talk about as far as the terms were concerned, and we can certainly look into the details of that and modify that. I mean, as I said, we've not done this before, so if we need to modify some things, we can. And two, if you already have an article in place for naming, then we don't have to rush to get a special meeting. But if we need to get a special meeting, I'd ask that we get going on that tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock.
We just have an article to accept gifts and donations.
You can accept it. I think you have the right to do that by state statute. I think what this was really about was the second half of the sentence, which was, I lost my place here. Oh, here we go. It says to accept or reject gifts of money to the various accounts of the town for the ensuing year and to appropriate those sums of money. So normally the way the process would work is you would accept the donation without restraint, which means basically undesignated funds, right? But then before you can spend it, you have to go in front of the legislative body to get approval to go ahead and spend it. Here, it's all in one article. So it doesn't talk about, the lawyers were really specific about what the ask should be on the warrant article, and it reads quite a bit different. To see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to accept sponsorship donations for the recreation center, and to authorize the select board to determine the placement of the sponsor names in and on the recreation center in exchange for those donations. Where this article basically says you can take money, accept money, and then appropriate it for use. I'll ask the legal team to see what their opinion is, but my guess is they're gonna say it's not the same thing.
Can I ask a question? Are the lawyers aware that there's a 501c3 actually accepting the funds? Does that make a difference?
No,
It does not make
no. We did ask that, they're aware of it.
Okay.
Yep.
So, my question to you is, we know that the DEP permits are gonna hold us up at least until town meeting.
Yeah. You mean for
They
the
said it could be
preliminary
6
one?
months.
The preliminary DEP
They said it
permits?
could be 6 months.
Be 6 months,
That's what they told us last week at our meeting.
okay.
So, doing this at the regular town meeting, why wouldn't that be sufficient on time? You already have the right to accept donations.
No, we have the right to be, you gave them the authority to go out and starting to accept donations. What Randy told us is they can really technically only accept donations for banners and for individual donations that are simply gonna have a name on, a recognition name on the plaque. We have no right
To name your building.
to name the gym, to name the community. I mean, there's a 95% chance we already have somebody lined up for the community room, willing to write a check for 10 grand. We right now don't have that right to accept it, nor do you have the right to accept it. So what Randy is saying is there needs to be basically this is just a procedural article where the townspeople at a town meeting have to grant you the right to accept the donation, which, why would anyone not do that? Because it's gonna reduce their tax rate. So, but from a formality standpoint, nothing exists that allows you to do that. So these guys, we can't wait, you don't want them to wait to May. You've got 7, 8 people that are charging, ready to go to raise money. If the wind gets out of their sail and they can't do anything except sell banners or take donations, you're gonna stifle this whole project.
And, 6 months brings us into summer. We all live for the summer months here, and so, we wanna.
And then the second,
Part of you is right, Jim, so you do have the right to
that's
accept.
my whole life is I'm 50/50.
You have the right to accept that donation, you just don't have the right to tell them that their name's gonna be on.
Correct.
The meeting room or whatever it may be.
And the second piece of this is, as you know, because you're on the building committee, some of these proceeds are gonna help us make decisions on this building. If we now have to wait to May to know whether we're gonna have those donations authorized, there's a bunch of stuff we can't get doing. And a perfect example is that front building. We're hoping to have somebody give us free architectural drawings of that building, so then we can put out the plumbing bid, the electrical bid, the sprinkler bid. Well, right now, according to Randy, we can't make that decision, or nor can you make that decision until the townspeople give you the authority. So that's the reason for,
I'm just trying to avoid a special
I
town meeting
agree.
because they cost money.
I hate,
Oh.
yeah.
Town meetings aren't free.
Okay.
Well, what kind of money? What,
I-
how
it-
much?
Probably $1,000,
Okay,
just to have one. The staff doesn't work it for free.
yeah,
Well,
We may have to rent a space, who knows,
Right.
Well, this is why you get,
would help us bring in a lot more.
I understand that, I understand.
this is why you get paid the big bucks.
Kevin,
So so Randy will just double check that wordage for that article, whether it's sufficient or not sufficient. We're guessing it's not. It doesn't sound like it's as specific as it needs to be. So how do we feel as the board, do we feel like we want to, if we need to resort to a special meeting, are we ready? Well, I think right now is the time that we need to decide on that. Like Greg was saying, this is the time of year, first of all, as you mentioned, Teddy, like this is the time of year when people are giving out their money. It's the beginning of the year. And furthermore, it's the winter when some people have time to do that. And so I think time is of the essence, really, for multiple reasons. So if we need to do a special meeting, then unfortunately we may need to spend that $1,000 to expedite it.
Randy, what's the time frame to have a town meeting?
I'd have to check with Michelle on it, but the state law, if I remember right, is you have to have a public hearing 10 days in advance, and then you have to advertise that for 7 days, so you're 17 days out. And then, depending upon what we have to do for printing and stuff, Michelle needs time on top of that. So I would say minimum of 4 weeks.
So if the board is thinking about entertaining a special town meeting, looking at my calendar, I would recommend Thursday night, February 19th. That should get,
school vacation week?
it's President's Day week. We can go the week before the 12th, but that's about the earliest we could do it.
Right.
Why can't we just tack it on the end of the select board meeting? You think you're gonna have that many people to show up? It's just to save.
Well,
money. I can't imagine this
what's
is
the
a lot.
capacity of this room?
50,
75,
75.
right? That's what I was told.
Okay.
Is it,
That's a good idea, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah. It won't cost as much money because you don't have to set up an entire different night.
right,
75, 80 people in here. Last time meeting was 92 people.
If 80 people show up, we gotta cancel it and go someplace else.
Or you tell 10 people to stand outside.
80 people are not gonna.
Yeah, you come in for your turn at voting.
Outside, I don't care. I'm just trying to make things simple.
And if this is the only thing on there, I
Right.
don't know what the attendance will be,
Monday night, February 9th.
Yeah,
right?
I'm afraid that we're not gonna get anybody.
Right, right.
Well, you'll have,
It's gonna be right
have the
here.
7 of us.
Yeah, I know, right.
All those in favor?
Really calling a town meeting for a single line item of,
My only concern, Teddy and Randy, I guess the rest of the board, is that looking at the meeting schedule in front of me, all 3 town votes all say targeted paperwork to town 60 days prior to vote. I don't know if that has any substantial weight to it or not, but all 3 of them say 60 days prior.
There's no absentee ballots in the town meeting, so I don't understand why. Well,
I think it's printing and stuff, but I mean, if it's only one question, is it really, you go to printers, can you just,
Yeah.
you're gonna get just.
I'll print it for you.
I don't know how that goes, or if it has certain verbiage, it's gotta be on there, it's gotta go through state or something, I don't know how that works. Jesse's in the back, she.
I'm here as a resident. I'll be here tomorrow morning at 7:30. Any questions?
If somebody on the board wants to make a motion to have a special town meeting on Monday, February 9th at 6 PM, right here in this room, we'll go with that.
So moved.
Second.
And a motion and a second. Any more discussion?
Just pending confirmation from Randy that that's all.
If Randy finds out something different, then at our next meeting, we'll have to pick a different date.
Can we do a
the
contingency?
next meeting, at the next meeting, you have to hold the public hearing
That's correct,
to follow that schedule.
on the 26th.
Correct.
So I agree, if it's not gonna be the 9th and Randy finds out from the lawyers, it's gotta be 60 days or whatever, let's pick 60 days and that's an alternative date. That we're not going through this again. We already know that tomorrow morning if Randy calls that it's not gonna be the 9th, it'll be March 9th.
Is it gonna be just a raising hands and count the hands type of thing, or is it a secret
I
one?
don't think we need to do it.
Raise the hands.
Just raise the hands?
Don't need a clicker.
Right.
No, I'm just, it changes things, if we've gotta get a ballot, printed up and stuff, that's all.
I think it's just hands, pieces of paper.
Okay, so it's open.
Got a motion and a second to have a special town meeting for just one item, which is the fundraising edition of the rec center on February 9th at 6 PM.
Oh, it's February 9th, okay.
February 9th, and after that, town meeting discussion and vote, we will hold the regular select board meeting the same night.
And then, and if we, do you want to set up the contingency date if we need to postpone that?
We won't know that until tomorrow if Randy gets different answers on.
But then we have
further
to wait.
discussion,
Do
but
we
I
have
think
enough
this'll
time?
work.
We'll have enough time.
Yeah, you'll have enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
All
have
in
to start
favor?
advertising.
Aye.
Aye. Kevin?
Aye.
5-0. February 9th, special town meeting.
Giddy up. I think I'm done. Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you. Next,
I apologize in advance for the.
Priscilla,
Hi,
you already missed public participation.
I'm gonna talk about what's going on. Can anybody, don't laugh at me when I'm gonna ask the question. How much is our light bill a month here for all these lights outside and everything?
Oh, that's a good one. I think for the whole entire year for this building, I think it's about 20,000 a year.
How about all the lights out here, out on the causeway and the tree and whatever?
Oh, I think we get something like 10 or 11 light bills.
Okay. My question is, Ted's concerned about having a special meeting, it's gonna cost, and I am too, it's gonna cost. How about we shut off some of these lights? It's after the holidays. Get rid of the lights on the tree, get rid of the lights on the causeway, get rid of the lights out there. I'm talking around the building, you gotta have them around the building, and I understand that.
You're talking about the Christmas lights.
Yes, holidays are over with. My decorations are all down. I think everybody else's is too, and if they're not, they are, that's okay, but anyway. Let's cut the back on somewhere where we can cut back.
Can't be a redneck town if you don't take the lights down.
Well, we don't need to be a redneck town. We're not a redneck town. But just cut back. And it would help maybe a little way along the line. I know we've had it, at my house, I hate Central Maine Power for what they charge and what we have to pay for, hate it. We're going all gas at my house, but anyway. Try that for a while, let's see what's going on.
24.
Yep. Thank you, Priscilla.
You're well, thank you.
We have been discussing the time of when we're gonna shut them off, but we haven't reached a conclusion yet.
Come on.
They look nice.
They look nice, but they cost money.
They do. Agree.
That's my main concern.
Old business B, approve 2026 calendar. What are your wishes?
I say we table it for further discussion.
Is that a motion?
I'll make that a motion.
I would like to see added to your motion that all select board members come back at the next meeting with some type of a plan.
Yes.
We need to get the calendar approved.
Is there anything pending on that, Ted, that's gonna be impacted?
No,
Impacted for that change?
No. The only thing that would impact our discussion is operation hours. It may or may not impact it, but the rest of the calendar won't change.
That doesn't affect the budget committee, those guys sit around.
Yep.
You got a motion second?
I have a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
5-0. Under new business, property taxes and town report. Is that you, Randy?
Yeah, Steve had asked a question about, I guess, the town report has a list of delinquent, both property, real estate, and personal property taxes. And couple of things about that. I asked Michelle for an updated list, which she hasn't given to me. I haven't had a chance to look at it. When we print the list, it's a snapshot in time, but we continue to collect money. Right now, the report is, 9 months old, maybe even longer since they actually put pen to paper on it. So it's not accurate at all. I think I was told they had collected like 160,000 of what was shown as outstanding. So that's why I've asked for the new list. And then also, it's my understanding that some of that stuff should have come off auditor. They had already pulled it off. So we just need, this year when we do it, we just gotta spend a little bit more time on it and make sure that we don't have anything on there that doesn't belong on there. So what I'm asking for is, let's push that until the next meeting, when we'll have the updated list, and then we can talk about it.
All right.
So, basically, we know this, but the information in the town report is old news.
It's dated, yep.
Okay. All right, you good with that?
I'm good with that.
Okay, thank you. Naming right for Eats Falls Bridge.
Yeah, so, trying to find my notes here. So there's a lady approached us, her name is Callista Cross, and she's really passionate. She works with towns and the legislature on naming bridges after veterans, or naming them veterans memorial bridges. And so she talked to me about it, and the way this would work is, and I'm gonna throw the Eats Falls Bridge in there. If the select board approved it, she would work with our representative and get the bridge renamed, so they have to do it through a legislative action. Get it renamed the Eats Falls Veterans Memorial Bridge. And then what'll happen is, once it gets approved, there'll be a sign made for both ends of the bridge stating the bridge's name. So, but in order to do that, she needs approval of the select board.
When and if that gets approved, I will assume that bridge will be painted.
I don't know. Be a good question. We could reach out and ask the state,
Yeah.
but.
Bridge will probably get replaced before it gets painted.
Well, it's in pretty bad shape paint-wise, though. Its
Well,
appearance,
just
anyway.
remember, we don't own the bridge. the state does.
That is true. We just have to listen to the.
Correct.
Correct.
What's your thoughts? Eats Falls Veterans Memorial Bridge.
So moved.
Kevin motioned. Need a second before we discuss.
Second.
And a second. Colin.
So, I remember this coming up before, and it wasn't just this bridge, it was Eads Falls as well as, was it Songo School Bridge? No.
Yes.
The Casco? I forget what other bridge it was. There's another bridge that she
I
was.
thought we were talking, Songo Locks,
Yes.
yeah.
Is she still after that one as well, or just the Eads Falls?
Well, I think she would do both, but after that initial discussion, we just started talking about the Eads Falls Bridge.
Did she give any insight on why she wanted to name it that instead of just the Eads Falls Memorial Bridge?
No, I think what she's trying to do is to make sure that there's a bridge in every single town that is named in honor of the veterans, right? And so she's trying to do her part, working with the legislature and stuff to make that stuff happen and get the signs done. And she's done a lot. There's a lot of communities that have already done this.
Ed.
Eads Falls Bridge. How long's it been that?
Longer than you.
That's right. There is no reason, I ain't taking nothing away from the veterans to change it. You already took the dam away, piece of history that we had. Leave it alone.
Anybody else?
I'll kind of ditto what Eddie just said. I do understand about this Veterans Memorial something or other, because I actually been up to the legislature when now they're naming railroad crossings. So they're naming everything. A railroad crossing? Okay. Next. I don't know. Eads Falls Bridge is what it's always been. And my brother was a veteran. He died from Agent Orange. You know, I support the veterans. Is there a better bridge to list this way? I mean, she just wants to put Veterans Memorial on something.
How about the one over on, by the locks?
Yeah, that's what I just
Not the locks, but the one beyond, if you're
Oh.
going, there's another one over
Locks, I
there.
don't know. The other one.
Yeah, they're rebuilding.
Oh, they're rebuilding it, so maybe that's a good one to do. I don't know. We're Eads Falls, and we're proud to live in Eads Falls, and we don't seem to have much voice sometimes. And I would say that I would like to see it remain, and if you want to put a sign up, that's great. The Eads Falls Bridge, that's great, but we need it repaired. We need it replaced, probably. And we certainly need it painted, and if you buy the paint, maybe we'll just go down and paint it ourselves. But it's really not safe. It's all splayed out where the I think because of the plowing. It's really dangerous looking. Yeah, it's very scary. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything anti-veterans, certainly, but is that the bridge that we need to name? And is it only because, is there another bridge that maybe is closer to the Legion? My 2 cents, but the bridge needs to be fixed.
Yep.
Randy, just one more question. Is she from Naples, or is she just going around the entire state renaming all the bridges?
No, she's not from Naples.
I think she's going around the state. It's a project.
Kevin?
Hi, Kevin Clark. I've followed what she's doing. She's doing a great project. Getting the bridges named, one in every town. We have other bridges. Eads Falls Bridge is the name of our little area over there. And you took the dam away. You did not follow up on the park that was going to be built along with it. All we have there is scrub. After promises from the Board of Selectmen and Trout Unlimited, and all the people you brought together to remove that dam, you never completed the project. It looks like crap, and at least I'm not happy with it. You've got other bridges in town you've got bridges with a lot more traffic. You can go and name them. You've got one on 302, you've got one on Route 11. Put your signs there. Stay out of our neighborhood until you live up to what you said you would do in the past. Thank you.
Would you like an update?
Wait, sir, before you take off, you're ready to answer it, but there's an update to that part. They're waiting on permits and whatnot. Ken Norton's project lead on that, and I'm sure Randy.
Yeah.
I don't remember being told that we're gonna wait 5 years for permits when you took the dam out.
I don't think it's 5 years.
I heard right away, going right in and do it. You did not go right in and do it. Now it's 5 years for project? No, you lied in the beginning, or you did not tell the truth. Trout Unlimited walked all over you. Came in here and said, you're gonna get sued. And you guys caved that day. That was the end of that dam being there. Anything else?
Just as an update, we've been working with the Maine DEP. We've had problems getting the permit approved. Mostly it looks like it's boiled down to us understanding why they were not moving forward with approval. We now understand what the issue was, and it's being addressed.
What's the issue?
Had something to do with the fact that the park is too close to the river, and so we have to get our own variance before we can ask
Well, I'm
the
pretty
state
sure
for
that
permission.
everything was there when you started, and I don't remember hearing anything about 5-year project. It was being done as they took it out, we're doing this. Nothing about permits, we're gonna take 5, 10 years. We've been through this enough times. You ignore our part of town, you come in, take the dam out.
The dam was ripped out, probably without much of a permit.
Yeah,
I have a
where's the
question.
permit for that?
Go ahead, Kevin.
All right, yeah, the dam is a whole different topic. We have a motion about naming the bridge. And I guess I'm kind of up in the air. I guess I'm with the folks in East Falls because it's more traditional just to be the East Falls Bridge. But it's also, I feel like one of those things where anything in regards to the vets, the memorial of the vets, and remembrance of what they did for our country, it's like voting against a new ambulance almost for me in my head. Like, you don't want to be that guy because it's not, So I get where they're coming from, but at the same time, it's, we do need to honor our vets as much as we possibly can. And I could be probably swayed either direction at this point, but there's a lot of folks that served, and any kind of recognition that we can give them. There's a lot of lives that have been lost. And it's just, so we have what we have, our lifestyles, and so it's kind of one of those things, but I can probably be swayed to just leave it as it is. I am a traditionalist, as probably a lot of people know, so.
If you're gonna honor the veterans with a plaque on a bridge, there's one right over the Chute River, most traffic in town. Leave ours alone, please.
Randy, how was the East Falls Bridge chosen? Did you arbitrarily choose it?
We just had a discussion about what bridges there were in town, nothing
Okay.
more than that.
So it was just an arbitrary, East Falls would be a good place
Yep,
to
it was
name
just,
it?
yep,
So we could name something else. We could
Oh.
name a different bridge
Yeah.
that wouldn't have an objection. And as we said, we are all for veterans. Obviously, we're all for veterans. But please change the name on a different bridge if you want to name a bridge, and that's fine. But I would say ours is and has always been the East Falls Bridge. And we'd like it to stay that way, please. But we do honor the veterans, and I know what you're saying. here I am doing just what you are saying, Kevin, is I had to stand up and say, you know, no, I don't want the name changed, even though I honor the veterans. I would like to see a different bridge changed. So if you would please consider some other bridges in town, that would be appreciated.
I'd like to rescind my motion. The second would have to be rescinded first, retracted. I think.
Who was the second, Colin?
No, Steve.
Me. I'll retract it if that's, if I second it, that's good.
And then, okay, so I'll retract my motion, and I'd like to make a motion to table this and discuss what other bridges there are in Naples to consider to rename.
The only two left, Kevin, just for reference, I agree with you, just for reference, is the Songo Locks Bridge and the Chew River Bridge. The other bridges across the Crooked River would take two towns to vote on it.
The Chew River would be a fabulous place to put a memorial for veterans.
I thought the Chew River Bridge was already like the Bob Knoll Memorial.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
Or is that the causeway?
No, I think it was the bridge, but.
It's the bridge,
Kevin, I'll second your motion just for discussion purposes, but, discussion-wise, there's no requirement to do this. There's no pressing need to do this. This isn't anything that we have to like figure out now, tomorrow, 6 months from now, a year from now. I agree with your tabling it, but I don't think it's a high priority thing for us.
Yep.
Well, it might keep it alive, like, having a motion, a second, and, or a motion period might keep the whole idea alive for a minute longer.
If one of the Casco Naples bridges are done, then she's taking care of two towns in one fell swoop.
But it would take both
Yeah,
towns to vote.
We could,
That would
we do a lot of things.
Collaboration
with Casco.
between Casco and Naples, calling that a memorial bridge, that would be a great gesture. Really, I mean, I think, like that stretch of 302 is the 101st, or what is it there? Things of that sort. So maybe if she's spearheading the effort, maybe we'll go back to her and ask her that we were leaning in that direction and say, can she talk to Casco and see if they would be in favor of mutually agreeing on calling it the Memorial Bridge over there. That's a good idea. Whoever had that.
Isn't that bridge due for a refurbish this summer?
I don't know.
It's supposed to be this year.
Yeah.
They're supposed to start it this past.
So after the refurb would be a good time to name that bridge.
So when we talk to her, are you in favor of doing that? Like,
In favor of having a discussion with the town of Casco of naming that bridge on Route 302, yeah.
well, I think she could handle that, right? What I'm saying is this board in favor, so that she knows when she goes to Casco that she's already got you lined up?
The Crooked River Veterans Memorial Bridge sounds great.
Okay. There's no name on that already?
No.
Okay.
I'll rescind my motion again.
It's a lot of traffic.
You didn't get a second on that one, so we're good.
So do you need to vote on that? Make a
We
motion?
need to vote to table it.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Vote in a second, a motion and a second to table the naming rights for the East Falls Bridge. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Kevin?
Aye.
5-0. I'd like to add letter C. I'll say what it is, and then you guys can decide if we want to add it. But because of the time frame that was put in front of us, I think the Board of Selectmen should authorize the town manager to write a letter of endorsement for the crosswalk for their grant that they want to get. It needs to be done by Thursday.
So moved.
Steve moved it.
Second.
Arlene second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Kevin?
Aye.
5-0.
Aye.
You all set with that, Randy?
Yep.
Thank you. Under other business, we are moving to executive session pursuant to 1 RSA 405-6A for a personnel matter, and a second executive session pursuant to 1 MRSA 405-6G to discussion of examination. Need a motion to go to executive session? Need a second? I need a second.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. 5-0.